Hello and welcome to this quick review of the Schecter SGR 006, which funnily enough looks very much like the C1 and the C6. Some of these Schecters do look very similar indeed, so I thought it was fun just to have a look at the 006 because that one seems to be at the sort of cheaper and more affordable end, but these are really super guitars, so I thought I'd cover it and we'll get into detail about the specs, but also just how it feels, how it plays, how it sounds, all that stuff, and there'll be a sound test at the end as well. So we'll get into it. So as you can see, dual humbuckers, stop tail bridge. Now what it does have going for it, for more resonance, is the string through bridge here. So that's actually really, really cool. It's quite a nice feature. So you could argue that makes it ring out more. Certainly in the sound test, hopefully you'll see that. It has the volume and tone. It has a three-way switch here. So this kind of looks like a Strat switch almost. You kind of feel like maybe you're going to have 5 positions here. You only have 3, but I think this is the guitar's kind of like hidden feature, if you like. It can sound quite stratty, but obviously it's super for metal and blues as well. And it does have this really rather nice neck. It's got that kind of like that 2-piece here. You can see the join here, and it's really nicely done, and it's got a satin finish to it. It does have a finish, unlike some of the sort of cheaper end Squires, etc. This does have a nice feeling finish that's been applied to it, and it feels rather good. Now it is a thinner neck. It does feel very much like a Fender. At the first fret they quote it as being about 20 millimeters depth at the first fret and about 22 millimeters depth at the 12th, with a 42 millimeter nut width. So they're quite good specs. It doesn't feel at all like a Les Paul or anything like that. It does feel very much like your sort of Fender-y kind of guitar, and it feels pretty fast to play. It's got that gloss finish. You can get sort of other models which are similar to this, which have a kind of a satin finish. But really that's down to personal taste. And once you've got one of these, you can go modding to your heart's content. You can see that it's got the bolt on neck there, 4 bolts, so quite sturdy. It feels very nicely held in there. And I'll show you inside the cavity as well. Now I would say it's the cheaper end, so as you'll see within the footage, sadly all one way or the other, they're not full-size pots. They're quite small pots, but these are all kind of little upgrades that you can make over time if you wanted to. I do like about this guitar though, this quite sort of cool inlay here. I think they call it, let's have a look. We shall have a look here. They think they call it, it's a pearloid dot with Gothic cross at the 12th fret. So there's your Gothic cross. Obviously it's heavily metal inspired, so it's that they're going for that market, aren't they, really, the kind of metal market. But I would say if you want to, you could play all sorts of styles with this guitar. So without further ado, I'll also show you the weight, because it's not too heavy. It's around about 3.4 kilograms. So again, it's not too difficult to stand up with for any sort of extended period of time. The fretboard radius is 14 inches, so sort of, you know, relatively flattish, not as flat as an Ibanez, but sort of, you know, it's got more of a radius than a Fender. It's got a graphite nut, they say. It's a basswood body. So, you know, these are fairly sort of standard specs, but it is a very nice playing guitar. And I don't think Schecter, to be honest, gets enough attention, really, of all the guitars out there. You know, give them some love, check them out. And without further ado, we'll get onto a bit of a sound demo, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, what you think about it. And yeah, just to mention, it does have 22 frets as well. And yeah, it's a nice guitar. So we'll get into it. 25.5-inch scale length. Let's get in and do a sound demo. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, see you next one.